that Travis designed that ring?
He did. He designed it, and I had shown him a video of, like, I just thought her stuff was so cool, so I'd shown him a video like a year and a half ago, and he was just paying attention to everything, it turns out.
Is he
when
like
I
that?
saw the ring, I was like, oh, I know who made that, I know who made that, I know who made that. And also, you listen to me.
1. After months of speculation, romantic gestures, and subtle clues hidden in her songs and interviews, Taylor is letting fans in on the truth. That one beautiful, unexpected moment when everything clicked. It's the kind of story that sounds like it came straight out of one of her own love songs. Only this time, it's real life. The love story between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce didn't start like a fairy tale. In fact, it started in a stadium filled with thousands of fans. But for Taylor, there was one moment that stood out. One gesture from Travis that made her realize this wasn't just another headline-making romance. This was something different, something real. When Taylor first met Travis, she wasn't even looking for love. After years of high-profile relationships that played out under the harsh glare of the public eye, she'd told herself she was done chasing that kind of whirlwind romance. She was focused on her career, her fans, and her personal happiness. But Travis Kelce came along, confident, funny, and refreshingly genuine. He wasn't trying to impress her with fame or money. He wasn't chasing clout. He was just being himself. And that's what made all the difference. It all began, as we know.
This is the person that I get to hang out with every day forever. Is just like, that's the whole thing of it. You look at that and you're like, I get to hang out with him forever, and this represents that.
When Travis famously tried to give Taylor a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it after her Eras Tour stop in Kansas City. At first, it was a cute, lighthearted story, the kind that fans joked about online. But what no one realized was that behind the scenes, Taylor did hear about it. She thought it was adorable, even brave. For Taylor, who spent most of her life surrounded by people who treat her like a pop icon, rather than a person, that simple, playful move felt refreshingly human. She told friends later that what stood out to her wasn't the gesture itself, but the intention behind it. Travis wasn't trying to impress the world. He just wanted to make her smile, and that's where the spark began. A few weeks later, the two started quietly talking. They met up privately, away from cameras and crowds. And according to Taylor, the first date was easy, natural, and fun. There were no pretenses, no walls, just laughter, honesty, and a surprising sense of comfort. Taylor later admitted in an interview that what struck her most that night was how safe she felt. She didn't have to overthink every word or worry about hidden motives. Travis listened, really listened, to her stories, her opinions, her sense of humor. He didn't treat her like Taylor Swift the superstar. He treated her like Taylor the person. That's when the walls started coming down. But the moment she knew he was the one, that came later. Unexpectedly, quietly, in a moment so small that it almost slipped by, unnoticed. Taylor revealed that it happened during one of her early visits to Kansas City, long before the public even knew they were seeing each other. She had flown in quietly to support him during one of his home games. It wasn't about the cameras or the fame. She just wanted to be there. After the game, when most of the players had left the field and the stadium lights were dimming, Taylor was waiting by the tunnel. Travis walked over to her, tired but smiling, still in his uniform. He didn't say much, just wrapped his arm around her and said, "Glad you came." In that moment, Taylor said she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. It wasn't fireworks or drama. It wasn't a grand romantic speech. It was calm, grounded and real. That quiet, sincere connection told her everything she needed to know. As she put it later, that was when I knew. I didn't need a song or a movie moment. I just needed that. From that night on, things started to fall into place. Taylor found herself opening up to Travis in ways she hadn't with anyone else. She started sharing songs she hadn't released yet, letting him into her creative process. something she usually guarded closely. And Travis, he didn't just listen. He celebrated her. He never tried to dim her light or compete with her success. Instead, he cheered her on, proudly showing up to her concerts, dancing in the stands, and wearing friendship bracelets fans gave him. Fans began to notice how different this relationship felt. There was no tension, no drama, just mutual respect and pure joy. And when Taylor began attending his games, the world saw it too. The pop superstar who once sang about heartbreak was now smiling, laughing, and genuinely glowing. But behind the public smiles were private moments that deepened their bond even more. According to those close to Taylor, one of the things she loves most about Travis is how family-oriented he is. Watching the way he treats his mom, Donna, reminded Taylor of her own close relationship with her parents. It grounded him in a way that felt real and familiar. There's a story that Taylor reportedly shared with friends, one that made her heart melt even more. One night after a long day of travel, Taylor was exhausted. She had been performing for 3 nights straight, running on little sleep. When she finally landed to meet Travis, she expected a quiet dinner, or maybe just a night in. But when she got to his house, she found that Travis had cooked dinner himself. Not fancy restaurant food, but something simple, pasta and homemade sauce. It was small, it was thoughtful, and it showed her exactly who he was. That kind of care, not performative, not for social media, is what made Taylor realize that this wasn't just another fling. And while the world was losing its mind over the two of them going public, Taylor was falling in love in private, in the quiet, honest moments that no one saw. In her own words, she said that falling in love with Travis felt different. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't chaotic. It was steady, like finding a home she didn't know she'd been looking for. She also admitted that at first she was scared to go public. After all, she's been through public breakups before, and the scrutiny can be brutal. But Travis made her feel so secure that she didn't need to hide. When she showed up at that first Chiefs game, it wasn't a PR move. It was just Taylor being proud of the man she was with. And Travis, he handled the attention like a pro. He didn't flinch under the pressure, didn't feed the tabloids. He protected their privacy, but still celebrated their relationship with pride. Taylor said that watching him navigate that world, her world, with such confidence and grace, made her fall for him even harder. She also revealed that one of the sweetest things Travis ever said to her was during a private dinner when they first started dating. She asked him how he managed to stay so calm about all the attention, and he said, "You've worked your whole life for people to cheer for you. Why would I ever get in the way of that?" That simple sentence, Taylor said, summed up everything she wanted in a partner. Someone who wasn't intimidated by her success, who didn't try to shrink her shine, but instead stood beside her, proud of her every step of the way. As their relationship grew, so did the connection between their families. Taylor's parents met Travis early on, and the chemistry was instant. They saw how happy she was. Genuinely happy, and that meant everything. Travis's mum, Donna Kelce, has also become fond of Taylor, often smiling ear to ear whenever she's asked about her. She's even said publicly how kind and down-to-earth Taylor is, how she fits right in with their family. It's that balance, the glamorous world of pop superstardom and the grounded world of family and football, that seems to make this relationship so strong. Taylor has also said that one of the biggest turning points for her emotionally was seeing how Travis handled fame differently than most people she's dated. He doesn't chase it. He doesn't use it. He's confident enough in himself that he doesn't need validation from anyone, not even her fans. That independence was refreshing for Taylor, who's often felt the weight of being the bigger name in past relationships. With Travis, there's equality. They both bring their own worlds to the table, and they celebrate each other's wins without competition. And yes, Taylor's already written songs inspired by him. Insiders say she's penned several love tracks that reflect the stability, warmth, and security she's found in this new chapter. Unlike her older songs about heartbreak and longing, these new ones are filled with hope and gratitude. She's also shared that she never thought she'd fall in love this way again. Not with someone who lives such a different kind of life, but somehow it works perfectly. The superstar and the football star, two people from different worlds, who found common ground in kindness, humor, and trust. The moment she knew he was the one wasn't a single grand gesture. It was a collection of small ones. The way he looks at her from across the room. The way he makes her laugh even on the hardest days. The way he holds her hand when they walk past cameras, making sure she feels protected, but never controlled. Taylor once said that real love isn't about the drama or the chaos. It's about choosing each other every single day. And that's exactly what she's doing with Travis. She's even opened up to friends about how she sees a real future with him. One that includes stability, family, and maybe even marriage someday. For someone who's spent so much of her life writing about love in metaphors, she's finally living the kind of love that doesn't need one. In interviews, she's hinted that this might be the happiest she's ever been. And fans can see it. Every smile, every candid photo, every subtle lyric seems to reflect a new side of Taylor. A side that's found peace in love, not pain. And when asked what makes this relationship different from all the others, Taylor's answer was simple. Because it's real. It's not built on fame. It's built on friendship, laughter, and respect. That's why, when she talks about the moment she knew Travis was the one, it's not about a stadium or a show. It's about a quiet, ordinary moment that changed everything. She said, "I've had big, dramatic moments in love before. But the night I looked at him and realized I didn't need to question anything, that was it. That was the moment I knew." Today, the two of them continue to support each other through their busy schedules. Taylor touring the world, Travis dominating on the field, yet always finding time to reconnect. They're proving that real love doesn't have to mean giving up your dreams. It just means finding someone who believes in them as much as you do. And as fans watch this relationship unfold, it's clear that this isn't just another celebrity romance. It's something deeper. A story of two people who found each other at exactly the right time. Taylor Swift spent years turning heartbreak into art, but now she's writing a new kind of story. One about healing, balance, and the quiet beauty of being truly understood. So when she says Travis Kelce is the one, it's not just because of the grand gestures or the viral moments. It's because, in a world that's always watching, he makes her feel like the only person in the room. And maybe, for Taylor Swift, that's the real love story she's been waiting for all along.